The circular economy principle supports the idea of removing the waste completely and keeping the materials and resources in the value chain as long as possible. This means the system has to be designed for circularity. In this video, we look into what exactly is the design for circularity, how can we apply it, and why does it matter. Design for circularity. Imagine you are a project manager and you are responsible for the project that produces a product. So you will obviously carry out the project according to the 5 stages of project management: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and closure. In these 5 stages, planning is the most important stage because once the planning is done properly with scope, budget, and schedule, then only other stages can be carried out smoothly. During this planning phase, we put the designing stages of the product, and what is important now is to make sure the circularity is included in this design. How to apply circularity in design? Before we even talk about designing, we have to have our right mindset of one product, sell it multiple times, which is as much as it could be sold. The circular design consists of 4 stages. First, understand and ask yourself what is needed. Second, define what is the result in broader system. Third, make prototype, create and iterate as much as possible. And fourth, release and launch your product and learn from experience. Now let's look into some of the successful circular design strategies here. Safe and circular material choice. The choice of material is very crucial, and what is also equally vital is to make a very careful decision because once it's designed, it's very hard to reverse. We have to choose the material that's not hazardous to humans or the environment. In the chemical industry, additives are most commonly used for different reasons, mostly to enhance the performance, but there should be the ways to design them out and replace them with safer and circular material. The whole idea is to ensure the products and services we create fit within the circular economy. Dematerialization. In my previous video, What is the Circular Economy?, I introduced Rethink and Reduce. If you haven't watched the video yet, I have put the link down in the description box. So basically, dematerialization is the strategy to minimize the use of raw material and maximize the product as much as possible. We can reduce it by carefully thinking how much we need it in the first place. One great example is the supermarket called Original Unverpackt. Located in Berlin, it is the first 100% zero waste store worldwide. The store offers supermarket-like services without packaging. The customers bring their own bags and containers to carry grocery items. With 8 million plastics waste landing every year in sea, Original Unverpackt is working towards a sustainable solution by cutting down the use of plastics through dematerializing packaging completely. Product life extension. The second principle of the circular economy suggests us to keep the materials and resources in the value chain for as long as possible. This means we have to design the products to be physically durable. We do this by introducing innovative approaches that allow the product to adapt to the user's needs with time and circumstances. Products that are not easily damaged can be redistributed to be remanufactured or reused multiple times by same or different users. Second-hand furniture and clothing shops are great examples in these categories, from products to services. One of the many ways we can really reduce the use of material is by switching our business to service. Another thing we can do as an end user is to ask ourselves, is ownership really necessary? One really good strategy would be changing ownership to access or rent. The customers can have access to a product for a short period of time, after which they can return it to the service provider for a new user to be used. Modularity. The designing of the products should be in a way that they are easier to repair, remanufacture, and reassemble. Imagine we have one product here. The design of this product should be so that when it's damaged, part of it can be used somewhere else. This way, the value of the material or product can be in the value chain for a long period of time. Fairphone is the great example in this category. With this phone, if the phone is accidentally damaged, only components can be replaced instead of the whole phone. Design for inner loops. If we look at the butterfly diagram of the circular economy, the outer loop of the technical materials is recycling, whereas the inner loops are sharing, reuse, remanufacturing, and refurbishment. The rule of thumb says the closer the loop is to the center of the diagram, the more valuable is the approach. So, the product is recommended to be designed for inner loops. More detail about the butterfly diagram is in the description below. Why does circularity matter? A circular business model is an excellent way to give the company a great reputation, decrease material loss, energy consumption, and raw material inputs. Closing a loop at the end gives the business a sustainable competitive advantage, greater trust, and responsibility in the eyes of the investor. Not only that, it generates more value with less resources and energy and makes the better relationship with clients and users. Takeaway message. Design is the most important part of any project, and it has to be done very carefully with huge attention to detail. In design, circularity eliminates the waste completely in the first place so that we don't have to deal with them later. It teaches us that if we have to solve the problem of the waste, start with stopping the upstream first. And circularity can be applied by 6 strategies: safe and circular material choice, dematerialization, product life extension, from products to service, modularity, and design for inner loops. That's all in today's video. See you all in the next one.